मन को आज 6 बजे क्लास हम मुझे खुशी मुझे जाओ आज तो मते के डिस्टर्ब करी यार सानी बसे दे केपे कॉल
Good afternoon, welcome to VANIK-IAS. We will discuss October 26 current affairs. First, we will discuss objective questions. Yes. Consider the following statements regarding Central Bureau of Investigation, which is also called as CBI. So, for investigations of offences under Prevention of Corruption Act, its superintendents faced with Enforcement Directorate. Superintendents of CBI it faced with Enforcement Directorate. Is it right? No, it is wrong. It is superintendents based on CVC, right? CVC, Central Vigilance Commission, that supervises over the CBI. Okay, next. The committee for appointment of CBI director comprises of PM as head, leader of opposition of single largest party, Chief Justice of India or Supreme Court judge. Yes, this is the committee which appoints CBI. According to Section 6 of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, under which the CBI functions, state consent is not required to extend CBI investigation. No, this is wrong. State consent is required, right? State will have the consent to to give a case to the CBI, right? Because if CBI want to interfere in a particular case in a particular state, then it has to take the permission of the state government. So, 3 statement is wrong. It is a nodal police agency which it is a nodal position which coordinates investigation on the behalf of Interpol. Yes, it is a nodal agency of Interpol. So, it works under CBC, right? It is established under, remember, it is established under Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, DPSE Act, Special Police Establishment Act of 1946, right? 1946. It works under Central Vigilance Commission, right? And also Home Ministry, that is Ministry of Personnel and Public Grievances. Next. So your 2 and 4 options are right with respect to Central Bureau of Investigation. Consider the following statement with respect to FATF, right? Financial Action Task Force. Why it was in news, Financial Action Task Force? Because recently, Pakistan, it is an intergovernmental organization founded in the initiative of G7. FATF monitors progress on implementing its recommendation through peer reviews, that is mutual evaluation of member countries, right? Peer reviews. Countries known as non-cooperative countries or territories are put in the grey list. right? There is two type of list in case of the FATF, and one is grey list, second is blacklist, right? Recently FATF puts Myanmar in its grey list. Yes, it is right. FATF intergovernmental organization founded in the initiative of G7. This is also right, G7 initiative. It was established in FATF was established in 1989, right? FATF was established in 1989. Countries known as non-cooperating countries or territories. Yes. Second is FATF progress in its implementing its recommendation through prior reviews or mutual evaluation of member countries. This is also true. Countries known as non-cooperative countries or territories are put in the grey list, right? There are two types of list. There are grey list and black list. What is grey list? Those countries are considered for safe haven. Those countries which are considered as safe haven for terror funding and money laundering are put in grey list, and countries known as non-cooperative countries or territories are put in blacklist. So here it is not grey list, it is blacklist, right? Those who safe haven for terror funding and money laundering, they are called as grey list, and those are non-cooperative countries, they are called as blacklist. For example, North Korea, Republic of Korea, Iran, they are under blacklist. Korea and Iran, they are under blacklist, right? Okay. Remember, it meets 3 times a year. FATF meets 3 times a year. Recently, FATF puts Myanmar in grey list. Okay. So 1 to 4. 1 to 4 answer is the right answer. Consider the following statements with respect to LVM3M2 OneWeb India. LVM3M2 OneWeb India, one mission. Right? It is a dedicated commercial space mission of the New Space India Limited NSIL. The mission placed the satellites in low Earth orbit 600 km above Earth, and the launch vehicle LVM3M2 consists of 3 stages consisting of 2 solid propellant strap-ons. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay. It is a dedicated commercial space mission of the New Space India Limited, that is NSIL. Right? New Space India Limited, that is NSIL. First statement is right. Right? It is a dedicated commercial space mission of NSIL. So 1 is right. Second statement is the mission placed satellites in low Earth orbit above the Earth surface. This second statement is wrong, right? This low Earth orbit in Earth surface. What is this low Earth orbit? Low Earth orbit means its range is 200 km to 2000 km. 200 km to 2000 km, right? Then third statement is the launch vehicle LVM3M2 consists of 3 stages, consists of 2 solid propellant. Yes, this is right. 2 solid propellant will be there. So this is LVM3 or OneWeb India mission. OneWeb India, one mission. Just a second. Sir, जी सर. सर हाँ सर ऑफ है सर। सर कल भी नहीं हुआ क्या? जी 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 ठीक है। ओके सर ओके सर ठीक है जी 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 सर। हाँ सर बस इस वीक में नहीं है, वो नेक्स्ट वीक या लेता। हाँ नेक्स्ट वीक या नेक्स्ट वाला, लेकिन 15 दिन के अंदर जा। जी सर गुड आफ्टरनून सर। सर सर यही पे नहीं यार, नेक्स्ट वीक या नेक्स्ट वीक पक्का जो पहले नहीं पे ना। हम्म हम्म जी सर। हाँ ओके 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 हाँ अपलोड कर देना, ठीक है। ओके 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 सर ओके सर ओके सर सर ओके सर ओके सर। सर जॉन है सर। ओके सर ओके सर ओके सर। Okay, so next question. Sorry for the disruption. Consider the following statements with respect to Pokali paddy cultivation. Pokali paddy cultivation. Pokali is an ancient farming practice where one season of rice farming is alternated with another season of fish culture. Right? Alternated. One season of rice farming is alternated with another season of fish culture. Yes, this is right. The brand Pokali, yes, it is a saltwater rice variety grown mainly in the parts of northeast India. The brand Pokali has received geographical indication. This is not in northeast India, right? Because northeast India there will not be salt water. It is Pokali rice is mainly in Kerala, so it's in southern India, right? So this statement is wrong. Pokali rice, this statement is wrong. It has got GI tag. Yes, it is. It has got geographical indication tag. Geographical indication means any natural or man-made product which government recognize is of very high good quality, right? Very good quality recognition is given by the government. So ये 1 and 3 option ये right है. Second option this is wrong. It is not northeastern India. It is Kerala or southern India. Right? Pokali rice. This is Pokali paddy cultivation. Okay. But it is saltwater resistant. Remember this. It is a saltwater resistant, but that is not in northeast. That is in Kerala. It has got GI tag. It is single season paddy. One season rice farming is alternated with another season with fish culture. This is Pokali paddy cultivation. Next. Regional rural branch. Consider the following statements regarding regional rural banks. Regional rural banks were put up as government sponsored regional based rural lending institutions under the Regional Rural Banks 1976. Regional Rural Banks 1976. Yes. Second is shareholding pattern of RRBs among the three sponsoring entities are 50:35:15. That is among central government, state government, that is central government sponsoring bank and state government respectively. RRBs provide financial services to customers having income level more than 1 lakh per year. Right, having income level more than 1 lakh per year. This third statement is right. Right. Okay. Good. Yes, it is not in 1976. It is 1975. Rural banks, these are established in 1975. It is by an ordinance. It was then after that set up as a government sponsored regional based rural lending institutions. Yes, under yes, it is actually 1976 Act, but that's started in 1975. The Act is Regional Rural Bank 1976 Act, but it started in 1975. Ordinance came and that established Regional Rural Bank. Sorry, this is not more than 1 lakh. So first statement is right. Although it is here it is said that Regional Rural Bank, so this is 1976. This is right. Second is shareholding pattern of RRBs among the three sponsoring entities are 50:35:15. This is also right. 50 rupees is given by the central government, sponsoring bank gives 35 rupees and state government gives 15 rupees. RRBs provide financial services to customers having income level more than 1 lakh. There is no such especially there is no such things for criteria for RRBs. They provide agricultural loans, small loans. So third statement is wrong. So which of the following statements are not correct? Here third statement is not correct. It is established. It was started in 1975 by an ordinance, but it is established under that become Act in Regional Rural Banks 1976. State government gives 50 rupees, bank gives 35 rupees, and the central government gives 50 rupees, bank gives 35 rupees, and state government gives 15 rupees. So 3 option is the right answer. Consider the following statements regarding G20. Right? Consider the following statements regarding G20. G20 members represent more than 80% of world GDP, 75% of international trade, and 60% of world population. Statement is right. Which of the following statements are correct? Right. G20, it is at 80% of world GDP. The top 20 major economies of the world, they are called as G20. Top 20 major, top 19 major countries and European Union. These are G20 nations. Every year, when new country takes the presidency, it works in hand with the previous presidency and the next presidency, and it is collectively known as Troika. Yes, this is right. It is collectively known as Troika. The motto of G20 2022 is Recover Together, Recover Stronger, and Recover Summit, hosted by India. This is wrong. It is going to be established. Yes, the G20 2020 it is going to be hosted by India. Right. So in case of India, who are the Troika? It will be India, Indonesia, and Brazil. Right. The previous country was Indonesia, the next country was Brazil, and this year it will be India. Right. Okay. India has hosted twice since its inception. No, this is wrong. In 2022 it is going to be started. Former Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant is the current G20 Sherpa of India. Yes, Amitabh Kant is the G20 Sherpa of India. Right. So 1 to 5 options are right. 1 to 5 options are right. If you see the most wrong option is that yes 1 to 5. Yes, 1 to 5 options are right, and all of the others are wrong. Yes, the priorities will be not together recover. This is stronger. This is inclusive, equitable, and sustainable growth. Right. That is the objective. Next question. Consider the following statement with respect to Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, that is FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. The Act requires every person or NGO wishing to receive foreign donations to be registered. The Act prohibits receipt of foreign funds by candidates for elections, judges, and government servants, etc. Yes, it prohibits it, and first is also right. First statement: every person and NGO wishing to receive foreign donations need to be registered. Right? This need to be registered. FCI registration is valid for a period of 3 years and is expected to be renewed in 6 years. Renewed in 6 months before expiry. No, this is enough. The Ministry of Home Affairs is the nodal ministry for handling FCRA registration. Yes, Ministry of Home Affairs especially, it is the nodal ministry for handling FCRA registrations. Right. So here 1 to 4 options are right regarding FCRA. Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. First, it was enacted in 1976. FCRA. First, it was enacted in 1976. In amendment in 2020, there is amendment, so that it says that the amendment says that to prohibit any NGO that use any activity detrimental to the national interest. That is the issue, right? That's why they can prohibit it. Okay. Consider the following statements about cyclone. Cyclones are rapid inward air circulation around a low pressure. Cyclone around a low pressure. Whenever there is low pressure development, then the cyclonic condition develops. Right. Tropical cyclones are formed over warm ocean near the equator. Tropical cyclone. First statement is right, second statement is also right. Cyclones originating in the Arabian Sea weaker than those originating from Bay of Bengal. The formation of weak cyclones in Arabian Sea reasons back to the presence of cold water of the sea. Yes. Weak cyclone, why? Because the region of cold water. Because if there is hot, if ocean water is hot, then there will be yes, when it is cold water, then there will be high pressure, right? But in case of warm water, then if temperature is high, then there will be low pressure, and low pressure means these are cyclonic conditions. So 1, 2, 3 are right. The process of naming cyclones involves several countries in the region and is done under the aegis of United Nations Environmental Program, right? The process of naming it involves several countries. No, this is wrong. In the region. Fourth statement is wrong. So 1, 2, 3 statements are right regarding tropical cyclones. Right? Tropical cyclones that is especially when low pressure is developed, there low pressure area, that means low pressure area, they instigates tropical cyclones, and this they are also near the tropical area especially, or extra there are also extra tropical cyclone, they are called as temperate cyclones also, right? Temperate cyclones are extra tropical cyclones. Cyclones in Bay of Arabian Sea, as water is cold, so there is high pressure, and high pressure are not suitable for the low pressure, right? So 1 to 3 options are right regarding tropical cyclone. Consider the following statements regarding fair and remunerative prices, or FRP. FRP it is given in case of, when FRP is given, it is in case of the sugar canes. In case of sugar cane prices, FRP is given, fair and remunerative prices. The proposal to respect the determination of fair and remunerative price of sugar cane payable by the sugar mills for a sugar season is approved by Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs chaired by the Finance Minister. Second is the payment of FRP across the country is governed by the Sugarcane Control Order 1966 issued under the Essential Commodities Act, ESECA Act 1955. Yes, it is coming under Sugarcane Control 1966 issued under Essential Commodity Act 1955. Yes, it is coming because sugar is an essential component, essential commodity. It comes under essential commodity. Okay. Next is the FRP is based on the Rangarajan Committee report recognizing the sugarcane industry. Yes, first statement is wrong. It is not by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. It is CACP. That is Commission, CACP, Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices. Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices, that is CACP, right? CACP, Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. So 2 and 3 options are right with respect to it. It is not CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. CACP, it is a ministry under Ministry of Agriculture, right? Ministry of Agriculture on Farmer Airfare. Agriculture Ministry. That is fair and remunerative price. Okay. Next. Groups and open new homes for reconciliation, brotherhood and peace. So first of such type of religious forums are started by G20 Religion Forum or R20. Such type of it is going to be held in Bali, Indonesia in November 2 and 3 in Bali in Indonesia. So that is a religious forum that will be held in summit that will be held in Indonesia. So it is for brotherhood, peace. All these things are this will advocate for brotherhood and peace of different countries and different communities. The R20 this year will focus on 4 major topics. The R20 this year will focus on 4 major topics: historical grievances, truth telling, reconciliation and forgiveness, identifying and embracing values shared by world's major religions and civilizations, reconstitutionalization of obsolete and problematic teachings of religion. So reforms in the religion, because that is highly essential at the present days, because many of the issues, many of the provisions of religion that are being misused by various religious leaders, and that's why terrorism and other wrong religious polarization are happening in the society. The values we need to develop to ensure peaceful coexistence. So the major part of religion is peaceful coexistence, and that need to be highlighted by the religious event. R20 will focus on four major topics: historical grievances, truth telling, and reconciliation and forgiveness. Forgiveness if there is any wrong is done by any community, and truth telling because there is many wrong interpretation, and if there is grievances that need to be addressed. For example, in case of India, if you see Ajodhya verdict is given, that is one type of grievances is addressed, right? Identifying embraces values shared by the world measures religions and civilization. Right? World's major religions and civilization. Identifying and embracing values by the world's major religion and civilization. Right? Okay. Next. That is R20. Next, regional rural banks. RRBs will soon extend credit for education, housing, and even for small business in rural India. The regional rural banks 1976, RRB 1976, were set up as a government-sponsored regional-based rural lending institutions under Regional Rural Act 1976. So it started in 1975, but Regional Rural Banks Act it came in 1976. The RRBs were established as per recommendation of Narasimhan Committee. A recommendation of Narasimhan Committee that established RRBs. Right? Narasimhan Committee RRBs to cater the rural credit needs of the farming and other rural communities. Right? Rural credit is highly essential during the farming, during the cultivation season. Right? So because they are highly dependent on money lenders, that's why this to cater this rural credit, Narasimhan Committee has started it. Next, Pratham Gramin Bank was the first bank established in 2nd October 1975. The syndicate bank became the first commercial bank to sponsor the Pratham Gramin Bank, that is RRB. So this statement is all. That is syndicate bank that first provided the Pratham funds to the Pratham Gramin Bank. So this is RRB, especially to counter the rural credit. What is this rural credit? Good afternoon, Jyotirmay, Rachna Das, Pooja Full, and Santosh. Good afternoon. Okay. So these are the functions for RRB. Why the objective of RRB is to provide rural credit. If you see the rural areas during the time of sowing season or reaping season, the problem is that they take huge amount of loan from the money lenders, right? And money lenders interest is around 5%. Whereas our rich people, they get interest at low 1% loan, and the poor people, they get at 5%. That's why regional rural banks, that's why government has started this rural. Even today, we have a scheme of PM Kisan, Kisan scheme. In Odisha, we have Kalia scheme. In West Bengal, in Telangana, there is Ritu Bandhu scheme. This is to provide some amount of money during the agricultural season. That is around 6,000 is given by PM Kisan, 4,000 by Kalia, and some amount by that Ritu Bandhu scheme of Telangana. That is to address the rural credit issue. Okay. Next, operation. How they operate? RRBs are government-owned scheduled commercial banks in India that operate at regional level at different states of India. Regional level at different states of India. The area of operation is limited to the area notified by the government of India, covering, and it covers more districts of the states. In the states, ownership. This is very important. The equity of regional rural banks is held by stakeholders in a fixed proportion. Proportion is 50, 35, 15. That is, central government will give 50 rupees, sponsor bank will give 35 rupees, state government will give 15 rupees. Right? This is the most important. That is 15, 70, 35, 15. The aim is to serve rural areas with basic banking and financial services. However, RRBs have also urban branches. So it is one of the way of financial inclusion, that is assimilating the lowest section of the society to the banking mode, so that they can get the benefit of banking as well. That is taking loans or depositing some things or digitally getting connected, financial literacy. Now they are getting many other schemes by the same bank account. Okay, functions. RRBs function on various functions such as providing banking facilities to the rural and semi-urban areas, carrying out government operations like disbursement of wages of Manrega workers, disbursement of pensions, providing para-banking facilities like locker facilities, debit and credit cards, mobile banking, internet banking, UPI services. All these things, services are provided by the regional rural banks, right? They are provided by the regional rural banks. RRBs, objective of RRBs to provide cheap and liberal credit facilities. Cheap and liberal credit facilities to the small and marginal farmers, agricultural laborers, artisans, small entrepreneurs, and other weaker sections. At all the weaker sections, they will get money. To save the rural poor from money-lenders, to act as catalyst element and thereby accelerate the economic growth in particular region. Right? In a particular region, providing credit to themselves, so thereby accelerating agricultural growth. To cultivate the banking habits among rural people, mobilize savings for the economic development of rural areas. To cultivate the banking habits among the rural people and mobilize savings for the economic development of rural areas. These are the objective of regional rural banks. And to increase the employment opportunities, encouraging trade and commerce, to encourage entrepreneurship in rural areas, to cater the needs of backward areas which are not covered by other efforts of the government, to develop underdeveloped regions, thereby strive to remove economic disparity between the regions, identify financial need especially in the rural areas. So the multifaceted steps that are taken by the especially that are objective of RRBs to provide so that rural development, holistic rural development will be possible. Right, that will address the most important, that is credit issue, thereby promoting financial inclusion, economic growth, employment opportunities. All these things will be done by the rural RRBs. Next, Pokali rice. What is this Pokali rice? Pokali paddy. Pokali has an excellent gene pool which is very useful in salinity tolerance. High saline areas. In saline areas, Pokali rice can be used. What is this Pokali rice? The story of Pokali begins with a great flood that washed seeds of the porphyric grain of Western Ghats to the low-lying saline plains. There she evolved a strong contender against the ravages of the nature. Right? Those Pokali rice, then it becomes strong against the nature communities that lived harmoniously with the farming of Pokali. So now that Pokali rice, it becomes resistant to the saline waters. The Pokali is the oldest variety of rice in Kerala, which has a tradition which has a tradition of at least 3,000 years of rice cultivation. It is also among the oldest known crops cultivated by organic farming methodologies in the world. Yes. Next. FATF grey list. Pakistan was taken off from the Financial Action Task Force FATF grey list after 4 years. Delisting Pakistan from FATF grey list, 23 countries remain under the watch list. Right. The list include Philippines, Syria, Yemen, UAE, Cambodia, South Sudan, Barbados, Cayman Islands, and Panama. Because they are harbors of excellence. Consequences of FATF grey list: economic sanctions from IMF, World Bank, and Asian Development Bank. Economic sanctions from IMF, World Bank, and Asian Development Bank. You will not get any loan if you are in grey list. Problem in getting loans from IMF, World Bank, and other countries. Reduction in international trade. All these things will happen if you are in a FATF grey list. Now, what is Financial Action Task Force? It is a WASDA, Intergovernmental Decision Making Body, that is referred as World's Terrorism Financing Watchdog. That means it will reduce the terror financing. It was established in 1989 during G7 summit in Paris. During G7 summit in Paris in 1989, FATF was established. 1989, remember 1989 FATF was established. Its secretariat is in Paris. It sets standard and promotes effective implementation of legal, regulatory and operational measures for combating money laundering. To combat money laundering, right? Identify national level vulnerabilities with the aim of protecting the international financial system from misuse. International financial system, especially to curb terrorism, this is Financial Action Task Force is there. In 2010, India became 34th member of FATF. India joined FATF in 2010. FATF maintains two types of list. One is blacklist. This country known as non-cooperative countries or territories. Those who do not cooperate at all. They are non-cooperative countries or territories. NCCTs, they are in blacklist. Example, Republic of Korea, North Korea, right? These countries support terror funding and money laundering activities. FATF revises the blacklist regularly, adding and deleting entries. Grey list, country that is considered safe haven for supporting terror funding and money laundering are put under the FATF grey list. The inclusion serves as a warning to countries that may enter to the blacklist. Those who are in grey list, they may enter to the blacklist if they do not bring their if they do not bring any such changes. Next. Discuss the role of Election Commission of India in the light of the evolution of the Model Code of Conduct. Model Code of Conduct or MCC. Model Code of Conduct or MCC in the light discuss the role of Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India is an autonomous constitutional body responsible for administering union and state election processes in India. Under Article 324, it gets its power. For the contest of free and fair elections, what is this Model Code of Conduct? It is a set of guidelines issued by the Election Commission to regulate political parties and candidates prior to elections. MCC is operational from the date on which election schedule is announced until the date of result of announcement. Right? When election schedule announced, then MCC will be implemented. Right? And after that, until the date of result is announcement, MCC is a Model Code of Conduct that will be implemented to regulate the political parties and the candidates. Right. Next, what is the evolution of Model Code of Conduct? Origins of Model Code of Conduct is the assembly elections of Kerala 1960s, when state administration prepared a code of conduct for the political factors. In the Lok Sabha election 1962, Election Commission of India circulated the code to all the recognized political parties and state governments, and it was followed. In 1991, Election Commission decided to enforce Model Code of Conduct more strictly because repeated flouting the election norms and continued corruption. The role of ECI is the enforcement of Model Code of Conduct. So this is the evolution of Model Code of Conduct, which started in 1960 in Kerala. Later it was adopted by Lok Sabha election 1962, and in 1992 Election Commission was decided to enforce the Model Code of Conduct. Next, Model Code of Conduct does not have any statutory backing. Yes, there is no law is passed. It has come to acquire strength in the past decade because of strict enforcement by the Election Commission. Various technological advancement has presented new challenges in the path ensuring fair elections, but initiatives took by the Election Commission regarding enforcement of Model Code of Conduct seems to have been fruitful. Right? It seems to have been fruitful. Election Commission seems to have been fruitful. Okay. So this is all about Model Code of Conduct. Usually these are usually such type of Model Code of Conduct, which is this to control the especially is to control the muscle and money power in the elections, because the criminalization of election, criminalization of politics is highly occurring at present time. So this is one of the tool by which we can control a free and fair election. Right? So this is very important so far as election, but various reforms are necessary. Right? At present time, the high level of polarization is increasing. So Supreme Court, it has given a direction that it should strengthen its relations, strengthen its power. Right? Supreme Court in various verdicts says that Election Commission should strengthen its power and control the increasing power of money and muscle in the election, that is criminalization of politics. Okay. Next is prevention of child sexual abuse in India. Recently, CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, conducted searches across the states, territories in pan-India operation, that is Megha Chakra. There is Megha Chakra, Operation Megha Chakra, and Operation Megha Chakra is for child sexual abuse. Online circulation of sharing of child sexual abuse material using cloud-based storage. In November 2021, similar exercise code named Operation Carbon. Operation Carbon was launched by CBI, which many booked under IT Act of 2000. The World Health Organization (WHO) defines it as involvement of child in sexual activity, so that he or she does not fully comprehend and are unable to give informed consent to. It says that the involvement of any object, the involvement of a child in sexual activity that he and doesn't fully comprehend or unable to give the informed consent to, for which the child is not developmentally prepared, else that violate the laws or social taboos of the society. That is we can call as child sexual abuse, because that violates the social laws, social taboos of society. It means even someone showing a child pornographic video or befriending the child online, asking for pictures of, say, the child's private parts, indulging in child sex, it is also one type of child sexual abuse, right? If there is any type of sexual relationship, maybe that is in online or asking such type of pictures, this can be called as sexual abuse. Okay. Next, consequences. Child sexual abuse is a significant public health problem and an adverse childhood experience. Yes, it has various public health problem and it has various adverse situations. Right. Experiencing child sexual abuse can affect a person's things, acts, feeling over a lifetime that impacts her for the whole life. This can result in short and long-term physical, mental, and behavioral health consequences. Physical behavior, mental behavior, and behavioral health consequences. All these things will be hampered for the child if child sexual abuse happens. It happens. Okay. Status in India. In India, through viewing adult pornography in private is not an offence. Seeking, browsing, downloading, exchanging child pornography is an offence. Punishable under seeking, browsing, downloading, or exchanging child pornography is an offence punishable under IT Act. However, Internet Service Providers (ISPs) are exempted from liability of third-party data if they do not initiate the transmission. As the public reporting circulation of online child abusive material, that is CSM, child sexual abusive material, is very low, and there is no system of automatic electronic monitoring. So we cannot monitor such type of videos usually. India's enforcement agencies are largely dependent on foreign agencies for the requisite information. India's efforts. What are the efforts? Supreme Court of India in Shreya Singhal 2015 read down section 79 of IT Act. It means that Indian service providers only upon receiving actual knowledge of the court order or being notified by the appropriate government shall remove or disable access to the illegal contents. Thus, IFCs are exempted from the liability of any third-party information. In the Kamlesh Vaswani case, the petitioner sought complete ban on pornography. After the court's intervention of the advisory committee constituted under Section 80 IT Act issued orders to the internet service providers to disable URLs which hosted contents that violations of morality and decent clause of Article 19 of the Constitution. That means if that is violating your privacy, if that is violating your dignity, then that will be taken as action, or they have to remove the content. The petition is still pending in the Supreme Court. Aram India, a Mumbai-based non-governmental organization partnered with IWF and launched India's first online reporting portal in the September 2016 report images and videos of child abuse. The Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) launched National Cybercrime Reporting Portal in 2018 for filing online complaints pertaining to child pornography and rape and gang rape. All these things the Ministry of Home Affairs had launched. The National Cybercrime Reporting Authority. The facility was developed in compliance with Supreme Court directions with regard to public interest litigation filed by Prajwal, a Hyderabad-based NGO regarding for rescues and rehabilitated sex trafficking survivors. So Arab India, Prajwal, and they have already started against such type of the non-state actors. They are also actively working to report such type of child abuse and to control this such type of child sexual abuse. And Ministry of Home Affairs has also launched a cybercrime reporting authority. The National Crime Records Bureau (MHA) signed Memorandum of Understanding with NCMEC in April 2019 to receive cyber tip-line reports to facilitate action against those who upload or share CSM in India. So that yes, the Ministry of the National Crime Records Bureau, it has signed MOU with NCMEC. Why? So the reporting of such type of CSM. Okay. The NCRB has received more than 2 million of cyber tip-line reports. 2 million of cyber tip-line reports which have been forwarded to the states for legal action. The ad hoc committee of Rajya Sabha, headed by Jairam Ramesh, in its report January 2020, made wide-ranging recommendation on the alarming rate issue of pornography in social media and its effect on children and society. Ad hoc committee on Rajya Sabha. They have made wide-ranging recommendations. On the legislative front, committee was not only recommended the wide-ranging definition of child pornography but also proactive monitoring, mandatory reporting, and taking down the blocking CSM as per by the internet service providers. These are they are recommended. So we need a legislation. Legislation to banning of such is essential. What most need to be done on the technical front? Committee recommended permitting the breaking of end-to-end encryption. Permitting the breaking of end-to-end encryption, building partnership with industry to develop tools using artificial intelligence for the dark web investigations, tracing identity of users, engage in cryptocurrency activities, transactions, purchase child pornography online, licensing financial activities. Yes, here the problem lies, right? The problem is using technology. If there is end-to-end encryption, for example, there is WhatsApp that is end-to-end encrypted, and it is not easy by the law enforcement agencies to go and verify your private chats and find out such type of child pornography contents, right? So we have to bring such a system that in case of end-to-end encryption, it can be also broken, and also you can find out who is circulating the child sexual contents. What most need to be done? According to the 9th edition of 2018 report, the International Center for Missing and Exploited Children Child Sexual Abuse Material Model Legislation and Global Review, more than 30 countries now acquire mandatory reporting of CSM. Mandatory reporting. So mandatory reporting by the internet service providers. That is what is essential. Surprisingly, India has also figured in the list, though their law does not provide such type of mandatory reporting. So legislative support is essential regarding mandatory reporting of such CSMs. The India needs to explore all options and adopt appropriate strategies to fight the production against spread of the online CSM. Children need to be saved. Mega Chakra. The operation is called Mega Chakra, being carried out the following inputs received from Interpol Singapore Special Unit based on the information received from the authorities of the New Zealand. Inputs are received from the authorities of New Zealand, and Interpol Singapore Special Unit it is based, and there it is there CBI has started Mega Chakra because CBI is the nodal agency of Interpol. Global efforts, American and British model, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, non-profit organization in the United States. Okay, cyber tripling public electronic service provider to report instances of suspected sexual exploitation in case of British and American models. Okay. In the United Kingdom, Mission for Internet WAS Foundation. The Internet WAS Foundation is there. Ensure safe online environment for users, particularly focus on child sexual abuse materials. Disruption availability. It including disruption availability. That means if you are circulating such type of content, then you will be blocked by or deleted such content. It will be deleted. In Hope, a global network, 50 hotlines provides the public with aware of anonymity report CSM. It provides secure IT infrastructure ICCAM, child abuse material hosted by Interpol, facilitated exchange of CSM. Hotlines and law enforcement agencies. ICCAM is a tool to facilitate image video hasting fingerprinting, reduce the number of duplicate investigations. So these are the various ways, various international practices to control child sexual abuse. And government must adopt and give them legislative backup so that we can control child sexual abuse, because it has various repercussions in the mental health, physical health of the child. Okay, so the lectures end here, and like this video, share and subscribe to VANIK-IAS. Thank you.